Okay, so I put the stack back on after easing the keys, and the paraloid has had a good while to dry. And so this is a great opportunity to see, okay, how much effect does that hardener have on the tone, on the touch?
Right.
And don't worry, I don't think this is going to sound good at this point. It's going to sound really raw, but to me, I just love it because I know that it's something I can mold from this point and refine.
Sure. So we'll just take something just to kind of feel if the action feels any lighter now that he eased all those keys. So something like that little Fourth Paganini Etude by Liszt would be good. Already there, it does feel a little bit easier to push those keys down. Okay, and then something like this Scarlatti. And then let's hit a real big section like the Ondine Climax. I don't think it's probably going to be effective to hit the Mozart in here because it's going to be like it's way too bright for that, but I think that these are feeling easier, a little bit quicker of a response, and then certainly that Ondine, I don't know if you remember or if our first sample got a good rendering of this, but that was just so wimpy. Now it's really speaking. So it's feeling a lot better.
Yeah. How's your comfort level as you play that? Like, does it feel more comfortable in your hands? When I play a piano that's at least you got a lot more tonal response. It just feels more comfortable.
Sure.
But you're a lot better than I am, so I thought I better ask you.
No. So it's extremely comfortable from a downweight perspective. It's feeling a lot easier to press the keys, and from that brightness perspective as well. But I'm so obsessed with tone quality that I don't feel at ease yet.
Yeah.
So like if I was to play Chopin, I'd be walking on pins and needles here.
For sure. Yeah.
So I think from a tonal perspective, I'm not comfortable, but from a technical perspective, and you could say that technique is tied into tone, obviously, but like I'm reaching for that soft pedal, but the tone isn't as full-bodied. So once we kind of mold these hammers to be what we want them to be, that should be a lot more effective.
Yeah, what you get at this point when you get kind of that raw hardness, you get kind of a crust on the top of the hammer, so you hear those really high partials. It's just really out of balance, right? It's like you're missing the middle package of that spectrum of sound.
Sure.
So from here, refining it, we'll be able to make it to be more of a consolidated tone, but still have that punch and power accessible.
Sure.
So, but as you play it, are there any areas, because what I look for at this point is to even it out. And typically, especially in the melody section of the piano, there's sometimes some holes, and I'll kind of want to hit it with some more hardener.
Sure.
So like as you play over.
So that's definitely weaker. Yeah, I actually think maybe from there up.
Yeah.
From that
right there,
A.
it really drops off, right?
Yeah.
And that's not uncommon.
What was that?
That's not uncommon. That's usually, what I'm looking at. Is this strong enough in that area?
Sure.
And then kind of balance out the rest to match. Well, I'm going to make some
Perfect.
adjustments then from there, and we'll keep going.
Okay.
Okay, so you had a chance to try it out. I'll just. It just really smashes, We're not going to bring that whole section up to that level. There's no way. And this is obviously over the top. I listen past all that, you know, to
Right.
okay, where's it going? What's going to happen? And I, you know, knowing what's going to happen when I needle, I'm looking ahead to that step.
Sure.
So I know I want a little bit more out of this bottom. Just a very light last 3 notes, because those 3 notes are in so many repertoire pieces. I know, but you know, no, but I don't know why a technician, like, we always go to the ends of the piano. Is this a good piano? I don't know why, but.
Well, that's good too, because I've played so many pianos with like the last 3 notes up top that are just like non-existent. They're so weak.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you do that.
So I don't even know what, you know, classical repertoire goes up there. You know, probably not much beyond this or something. But anyway. So we talked about this hole that's right here. I'm going to harden that, but also I want to take a look at the strike point of the piano. They say that a piano is, from its design, from its concept, starts out as a line in space, and that line is where those hammers hit the strings, and everything's built around that.
Okay.
Because that's what has to happen. You know, there's a sweet spot on that string, a certain fraction of that string that kind of gives the right tone.
Uh-huh.
And go either side of that, it's just not strong, it's kind of undefined, or it's too bright, or it's too mellow. So I can adjust to some degree that strike point. And I'm gonna just take a listen. I mean, this sounds like it's probably in the right spot for these top notes.
Uh-huh.
But I'm just gonna see what happens. So I'm gonna take it towards me. And okay, so there we're not hitting anything, right?
Right.
And listen as I go back. And then it fades again.
Right.
So I was pushing it just ever so slightly back, you know,
Okay.
a matter of a few millimeters.
So in case you can't see it too well from either of these camera angles, he's literally just pulling the keyboard in and out of the piano to find the ideal point.
Yeah, hopefully my head camera's catching that too.
Right.
That would be great if it is. But now it's going to affect the very top notes the most because that string is shortest. That sweet spot is smaller.
Uh-huh.
Down here, you know, the bass, it's pretty forgiving where you hit it. But it can affect here a lot sometimes. So I like to kind of check down here too.
Right. That already
it got
brightened that up.
brighter when I went
Oh, yeah.
back. So it may be that that's a better balance for this scale. Okay, don't touch anything, Josh. Come over here. don't hit the shift pedal. Play that scale now, because it doesn't seem like it has so much of a weak hold of me.
Yeah, that's definitely speaking.
I'm not saying it's all the way there, but it seems a lot more uniform.
I can still feel just a little break here, but it's definitely coming up.
Yeah, so for comparison, smash this down out here. Wiggle your shift pedal a little bit.
Okay.
Shift the left,
Oh, yeah, okay.
sorry. Oh, wiggle it down a few times. Okay, now compare that.
Yeah, a lot weaker. Right?
Yeah, I can hear it from back here too. And you really feel it too. Okay, so you pick, so I'm gonna push it back a little bit while you're playing.
Okay. Yeah, brighten up a little.
I think right there, that's too far, right?
Too far. Yeah, it's good. That got a little weak.
Yeah, it's like just kind of raspy and.
Right there. Nice.
So that's a lot better.
And as a pianist, I really like when this speaks out because especially the bigger the piano you get, a lot of people don't do that. So when I play like the little Hamburg O in our studio, I mean, the melody's effortless, but when you play the D, you've got to really work to get your melody to come out when you're competing with 9 feet of bass strings. So it depends on the piano size too. So, but regardless of the piano size, to have that speak out is always a good thing. I never, ever want a weak treble. I mean, a weak bass is, I guess, even worse.
Disappointing.
Yeah.
Very disappointing. Right?
But I would, it's so much easier just to harden up the hammers like he's doing right now and make that speak. You did that on my piano when you came over, and it made just as I've played La Campanella, just like those little passages or. It starts to actually have a voice to the piano. It's not like, oh, I'm fighting these soft New York Steinway hammers anymore. So
did you notice? We've shifted off a bit because you hit shift on right. So when you shift it, there's a force that pushes the front of the action with it if it's not held there. So,
oh yeah, because I put
so
the
we
soft
pushed
pedal
off
down.
it now. So I heard it. I was like, oh, we've lost our tone a little bit. But so the strike point, I could harden it all day sometimes in those areas. But if it's not hitting that optimal strike line, it doesn't get me where I want to go. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely like one of the foundational things that you'll want to take a look at if your treble's weak, or especially the top,
Sure.
fifth. It seems like there's nothing there. It's probably the strike point that's off.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
let me see if I can set this.
Okay.